Picture this. At the dawn of existence, there were two primal forces, Mother Earth herself, known as Gaia, and the endless expanse of sky, called Uranus, and let's not make any jokes about his name. These cosmic parents were extraordinarily productive, bringing forth the mighty Titans, 12 in total, who would shape the world to come. Among their children was Cronus, the youngest and perhaps the most ambitious. While his siblings were content with their divine status, Cronus had his eyes on bigger things. You might recognize him from ancient artwork. He's the one always carrying a sickle, watching over farmers and their harvests like some divine agricultural supervisor. But the Titans weren't the only children in this complicated family tree. Gaia and Uranus also produced some rather unique offspring. Imagine giants with 100 hands, try counting those fingers, and the Cyclopes, who could give you the most intense one-eyed stare in history. Uranus, proving himself to be the worst father in cosmic history, took one look at these unusual children and decided to lock them away in Tartarus. Think of it as the universe's first maximum security prison. Naturally, Gaia wasn't too happy about her husband's parenting choices. She called a family meeting with the Titans, presenting them with a stone sickle and a proposition to overthrow their father. While most of her children suddenly remembered they had other divine duties to attend to, Cronus stepped up to the plate. What followed was the universe's first coup d'etat. Cronus ambushed his father and, well, let's just say he ensured Uranus wouldn't be winning any more Father of the Year awards. These folks definitely could have used some family therapy. The aftermath of this family dispute literally shaped geography. The discarded tools of the deed created the island of Corfu, its sickle-like shape a permanent reminder of this divine drama. Cronus then took the cosmic throne, with his sister Rhea as his queen, ushering in what became known as the Golden Age. Imagine a time with no laws, no rules, and no Monday morning alarms. Humanity had it pretty good. But here's where karma kicks in. Gaia and Uranus dropped a prophetic bomb, predicting that Cronus would face the same fate as his father, overthrown by his own son. This news turned Cronus into the most paranoid parent in history. His solution? Simply swallow each of his newborn children whole. 5 in total. Talk about extreme parenting. However, Rhea, tired of watching her children become their father's snacks, had a clever plan for her 6th child. She gave birth to Zeus in secret and tricked Cronus into swallowing a stone wrapped in baby clothes instead. Cronus, apparently not the most discerning eater, didn't even notice the difference. And so Zeus, destined to become the mighty god of thunder and king of all gods, grew up hidden from his father's appetite, plotting what would become the most epic family revenge story in mythological history. When Zeus grew up, he got a special spell from Gaia. He used it to make Cronus throw up everything in his stomach. Worst case of indigestion ever. First came the stone, then his siblings popped out one by one. Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Hestia, and the rest. Zeus didn't stop there. He freed the 100-handed Hecatonchires and the Cyclopes too. These grateful allies crafted some amazing divine weapons. Zeus got his mighty lightning bolt. Poseidon received his powerful trident. Hades got the mysterious helm of darkness. Then came the ultimate family feud, the Titanomachy. Zeus's team set up camp on Mount Olympus. The Titans operated from Mount Olympus. That's why Zeus's crew became known as the Olympians. The war was intense, but the Olympians came out on top. Most of the Titans got a one-way ticket to Tartarus. Zeus then married his sister Hera, different times. They had 2 kids, Ares and Hephaestus. But Zeus wasn't great at commitment. He had lots of affairs with other goddesses. This resulted in quite a divine lineup: Athena, Hermes, Dionysus, Apollo, and Artemis. Hera was the queen of the gods. She ruled over marriage and family. And boy, did she hate Zeus's cheating ways. She got creative with her revenge. Take the story of Leto, who was pregnant with Apollo and Artemis. Hera convinced nature spirits to block her everywhere. Thankfully, Poseidon felt bad for Leto. He guided her to the floating island of Delos. There, she finally gave birth to the twins. But Hera wasn't done yet. When Hercules was born, another of Zeus's kids, she sent snakes to his crib. Plot twist: baby Hercules just crushed them with his tiny hands. Years later, Hera drove him mad. This led to tragedy and his famous 12 labors. Poseidon was another god you didn't want to mess with. He ruled the seas, storms, and earthquakes. Even cities that didn't worship him made offerings. They were just too scared not to. Here's a perfect example. King Minos asked for Poseidon's help. Poseidon sent him a gorgeous white bull. The deal was simple: sacrifice it back to him. Minos got greedy. He kept the special bull and sacrificed a regular one instead. Big mistake. Poseidon's revenge was wild. He made Minos' wife fall in love with the bull. This led to the birth of the Minotaur, half man, half bull. Athena had quite the entrance. She sprang fully grown from Zeus's head. Talk about a headache. This made Hera so mad that she had Hephaestus all by herself. Later, Athena and Poseidon fought over Athens. Each had to give one gift. Poseidon created a saltwater spring. Athena gave them the first olive tree. Athena won. The city got her name. Poseidon wasn't happy. His son tried to chop down Athena's tree, but the axe missed and hit him instead. Divine karma at its finest. The gods sure knew how to hold a grudge. When Poseidon disrespected Athena's temple, she got even. She turned Medusa into a monster with snake hair. One look from Medusa could turn anyone to stone. Finally, there's Hephaestus. His mom Hera threw him off Olympus for being lame. But he survived. A sea goddess raised him. He became the best craftsman ever. He made amazing weapons for gods and heroes. He even created Pandora's box, the one that released all troubles into the world. Later, he got back at Hera. He made her a golden throne that was actually a trap. Once she sat down, she couldn't get up. It took Dionysus getting him drunk to fix things. His price for freeing Hera? Marriage to Aphrodite, goddess of love. Now that's what you call family drama. Let's talk about Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. She had quite the unusual birth. She rose from sea foam after Uranus's, well, let's just say after a family dispute. Though married to Hephaestus, she fell for Ares, the war god. Bad move. Hephaestus caught them in the act. He trapped them in an unbreakable net and dragged them to Mount Olympus. Talk about public shame. The other gods couldn't stop laughing. Poseidon finally stepped in to free them. Ares was all about war and courage. Think of him as the muscle of Olympus. While his sister Athena handled battle strategy, Ares was pure combat and bloodlust. He wasn't the main character in many myths, but boy did he get around. He had lots of affairs and plenty of kids. Apollo was the overachiever of the gods. He handled everything from music to medicine, prophecy to poetry. He was Leto's son, you know, the one Hera tried to stop from being born. Apollo was considered the most handsome god, and he knew it. People came from everywhere to consult his famous oracle at Delphi. He could heal diseases, but watch out. He could also shoot plague arrows if you made him mad. His twin sister Artemis was the goddess of the hunt and nature. She was one of the 3 virgin goddesses, and she took that seriously. One time, a poor hunter accidentally saw her bathing. Her punishment? She turned him into a deer. His own dogs didn't recognize him and, well, let's just say it didn't end well. Dionysus was Zeus's party-loving son. God of wine and theater, his festivals were the wildest parties in ancient Greece. Let's just say they made modern celebrations look tame. Hermes was the divine messenger with winged sandals. He could zip between the mortal world and the divine realm like it was nothing. He was also the patron of travelers, merchants, and surprisingly, thieves. Always carrying his golden rod, this divine trickster loved pranking other gods. He had a soft spot for Dionysus, though, often helping him out of trouble. Demeter's story is all about mother's love. When Hades kidnapped her daughter Persephone, or Pani, she went on strike. No crops would grow anywhere. Zeus had to step in before everyone starved. The deal they made? Persephone splits her time between mom and Hades. That's why we have seasons. Winter hits when Demeter misses her daughter. Hades wasn't your typical villain. As king of the underworld, he just did his job. He ran a tight ship down there. Getting into the underworld meant paying Charon the ferryman. That's why Greeks buried coins with their dead. Then you'd meet Cerberus, the 3-headed guard dog. After that, 3 judges decided your fate. Elysium for heroes, Asphodel Meadows for average folks, or Tartarus for the really bad ones. Finally, there's Hestia, goddess of the hearth and home. She's the quiet type. Didn't get into much drama. As another virgin goddess, she mostly kept to herself, tending the sacred fires of Olympus. Now that's what you call a divine family tree. Love the video? Subscribe now for more fascinating stories.